Hey, Ryan. It's
Hey.
Thursday night barbecue chat.
No, why didn't I get a bag of those?
Why? Let me tell you why, Ryan.
Yeah, why?
First of all,
I don't
I'm
really
Steve
care.
Chris. I am
I
the
don't
host of It's All About the Barbecue. I'm not the host of It's All About the Barbecue. I am with It's All About the Barbecue. And the man sitting next to me, as always, the chairman of the board, Mr. Ryan Hoagland.
From barbecue. You totally messed up the intro.
Because of this. This is the reason right here. And why don't you have any of these, Ryan? Why? Because you never come to Wanamaker's to buy any.
Right.
They're there.
You're right.
They're at Wanamaker's. Because when I'm not on this great show, I am working the aisles in the department down there in barbecue at the epicenter of grilling and smoking in the western suburbs of Chicago, Wanamaker's. And it's located in lovely, beautiful downtown Downers Grove.
Wait.
But this is Thursday night barbecue chat, Ryan. This is what we're here for. And as you can see, I am wearing, Ryan, my handy dandy fancy schmancy shed hat.
Holy.
And I got on my shed shirt. And why?
I'm not sponsored by Nike.
Because that's where I found these bad boys. Low and Smoke, Hickory smoked barbecue. And you know what, Ryan? You know what's better than these chips? Take a guess.
Having a bag and not having a bag?
No.
Having two bags? Oh, cheese puffs.
Now, as Ryan and our guests know, I signed in late. Why? Because as I was setting up these bags so that I could do this fabulous intro, of course, I told myself, let's just have one cheese puff.
That's not going to happen.
No. And then lo and behold, as you can see, that I ended up, as I was watching Gilligan's Island, ate half the bag of cheese puffs. And then I was like, oh, crap, I got to get ready for the show.
That's terrible. I mean, it's great, but it's terrible. I mean, we're not going over the Gilligan's Island thing again. We did it last week, Steve. We're not doing it again. But anyways, let's get it started. And to get started, you know what we got to do? We got to thank our sponsors.
Got the OG Bandits, Melinda's Hot Sauce, Spitfire Grills, Steak Ager, Southern Pride Barbecue Smokers, Genuine Chicken Roaster, Marble Ridge Farms, Wood Food Systems, and Smoky Woods.
Thanks to our beautiful sponsors. We couldn't do the show without you, so we appreciate you.
We do. We do so
a
much.
Lot more than I appreciate Steve.
Well,
yeah.
I do like Ryan. I'm always nice to Ryan. See how he treats me in the show?
You tell me it's a family show. And then we got Ron in here going, Low and Slow snacks are the best effing chips and puffs on the market, hands down.
But Ron, have you ever had chips and puffs?
He said chips and puffs. It says effing chips and puffs
on the market. But have you ever had them like one of each open in your presence all at one time?
What about if you take a chip? What if you take a chip with a puff on top of it?
I could. Maybe later we'll do
that. All right, let's get to our guest.
But just for those of you that are different like Ryan, they do also have corn chips.
I'm going to Wanamaker's.
I don't stock the corn chips. The corn chips didn't sell as fast.
Oh, see, now you tell me to go to Wanamaker's and they're not even there.
Well, I'll order some in if you're going to come buy them. But I mean, I sell a lot of the chips in the puffs.
I love corn chips.
See, how did I know? I was just guessing at that.
You know what? Let's speaking of guessing, let's bring in a guest. Let's bring in a guest and stop guessing.
All right, Jared,
how are we doing? Welcome to the show, sir.
Thanks for having us, guys. I could sit here for an hour just to listen to you two. That was fun.
Oh, it gets great. Trust me. I'm not even drinking yet.
And Ryan, just so everybody's aware, for the second week of a row, Ryan does have his handle with him. For what purpose? We're still trying to figure that out.
I told you last week. So for those that don't know, I am a member of the Blackstone Griddle Crew. So this year they came out with captains. So I am a Blackstone Griddle Crew captain. So we had a meeting, our first meeting with all the captains. So I had to bring a bottle of Captain. How do you not join a meeting about captains without a bottle of Captain? Right, Jared? Am I wrong?
No, you're right. You're right. And I probably use my Blackstone 3 nights a week, if that makes you feel any better.
That's awesome. That's more than Steve's cooked all year.
Well, Ryan, you didn't tell Jared the catch. Everybody's a captain. I mean, so it's
no, not everybody's a captain. There's 12 out of 100 people are captains.
Well, that's close enough.
That's 12%. How do you get everybody in 12%?
Jared's gonna leave.
Jared's like, this is terrible. This is the worst show with 4 people, and I'm guessing. I don't know. Is Ron a friend of yours, Jared?
You know, Ron. His name sounds very familiar.
He's an OG fan, he says.
Yeah, he says, I've had the corn chips and tortilla chips.
Oh, wow. So Ron goes way back because those are tough to come by nowadays.
The tortilla
I'll get into that story.
All right.
Oh, the tortilla chips. I didn't even know there were tortilla chips.
You're going to learn a lot.
Jared,
wait a second. Hang on. I got Ron says, I'll stop drinking Captain when he puts his foot down. I love it. That's awesome.
So,
Griddles and Middles with Nick and Jay, how are we doing?
So I guess that we always kind of started. Ron's okay.
I've got a lot of names in my head. Ron owns Fat Cow Jerky, amazing guy, and the first ever trade show that I was at in Chicago, he was in a booth right across the way from me. So Ron definitely is an OG and has had our products since we were even in stores.
Awesome. Look at that.
I'm kind of like intrigued by the Fat Cow Jerky because that just sounds.
It is good jerky.
That just sounds like an interesting name for a product just in itself.
Dill pickle, man, I couldn't stop eating it.
Wait, dill pickle jerky?
He's got a dill pickle jerky.
Wait, how do we?
I mean, you really should have brought. You
really
shows
about yours, but I love dill pickle.
It's good.
I want to get some of that. All right, let's get to.
I got a whole bunch of like starting questions to this thing. It's like, were you in the barbecue first, or were you in the chips first?
So, it's a good question. I got my teeth wet in snacks at Frito-Lay, so I was technically in the chips first. And I've been in Texas for 21 years. And if you don't own a smoker in Texas, I mean, they'll kick you out of the state. So I became pretty well versed in barbecue right off the bat, mainly just eating it before I started cooking it. And so that's kind of like, my background in 5 seconds. Last 21 years have been a lot of food and a lot of barbecue.
Nice.
I mean, I can go with a lot of food and a lot of barbecue. I mean,
yeah,
it's a nice way to live.
And start a product line out of it, but I mean, I like to eat a lot of it.
That helps.
It does help. Yeah. So Ron's being nice. He said, "This is Jared's show. Let it roll." We'll get to the Fat Cow Jerky later.
Fat Cow Jerky. That's a whole nother show. Ron, you might have a show of your own. So you're Frito-Lay. Did you steal any secrets when you went over to your own snack company?
There were absolutely zero secrets taken. We never had a single conversation about smoking snack food. So wonderful people, wonderful company, still have a ton of friends there. But this was not an idea until basically, 10 years after I left that company. And it was literally the impetus behind Low and Slow. Starts like every good idea does, having bourbons with a friend, and we were just drinking and talking about food and stuff, and I have absolutely no idea how it came up, but we started talking about if you were going to make the perfect barbecue. It actually started with a corn chip. I'll tell that story in a few minutes, but really you're going to create the perfect corn chip. What would it be? And we're like, barbecue, and I'm like, what if you smoke it? He's like, we'll call it Low and Slow. And so that was in Tennessee, buddy of mine in Nashville, who's my co-founder. And I went home next day, threw a bag of corn chips with rub I had in the pantry in my smoker, put them in there, took them out. Family loved it, and I'm like, has anyone ever done this before? And the answer is no. When you look at in the barbecue aisle or the snack food aisle at a grocery store, barbecue is 99.9% just like barbecue sauce seasoning. And no offense to people and my friends that own barbecue sauce companies, but when you talk about authentic barbecue, sauce is like the least important aspect of that experience. It's all about the wood and the smoke and the preparation. And so I was like, if you're going to do authentic barbecue, you got to smoke it. And so that's really kind of like how we're different. We're taking a authentic spin on barbecue snacks when everybody else just puts a ramekin of sauce on their package. We've got smoke and we burn wood. I saw one of your sponsors, I think, is Smoky Woods Wood,
Mhm.
and we use their wood, their hickory, to burn and smoke all of our snack food. So really is just kind of a completely novel process. We can go into kind of the nuances of how it went from idea in my backyard to Walmart, but really it was just about appreciating what pitmasters do, what competitive and amateur pitmasters do, and just a love of barbecue that led us to this idea.
So
Well, I
many,
get,
so many great companies start over a glass of bourbon. I'm just saying. I don't want to throw it out there.
well, my thing was is I just you said it started over bourbon and sitting around and that kind of stuff. For everybody who's out there, and I know there's a ton. I see a ton of them. I know Ryan knows a bunch of them. Of everybody who's out there trying to start their own products and do this kind of stuff. And how long did it take you from being sitting in the backyard, not even to get to Walmart, to where you were just like maybe like the step before Walmart?
Yeah, I had the idea in February 2019, and we didn't put our first product in a sellable bag until November 2022. So it took about 3.5 years and I had a full-time job at the time. So, I'm doing all this on the side and for fun and on weekends. COVID brought everyone home, so I had a little bit more time to advance the idea working from home for 2 years. And so the first time we ever sold the product was actually at Texas Monthly here in Texas. They put on a barbecue world fair in Lockhart, Texas, and we went down there. It was me. I've got 4 kids. I brought all of them. My wife, my brother-in-law, his 4 kids. There were like 12 of us in a 10 by 10 tent, and it was the first time we had ever sold the product. I had quit my job at that point. And so I am just praying to God that people actually like what we put in a bag. And we ended up selling a bag a minute for 7.5 straight hours. And so that was kind of like our first introduction. We didn't get into a handful of retail stores until July of 2023. And then we really didn't take it outside of Texas until July of 2024. So really only been in market in earnest for about a year, but the journey has been since 2019.
Wow. Huh. Yeah, it's almost like it's accelerating as I can honestly tell you, and it is the best thing. I feel kind of ashamed of what I've done, but obviously we went to the shed in January. You guys must have been there as a sponsor or something, because I mean they were everywhere, and I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I took more than my fair share of those little snack bags. I mean, I think I had to at least put down like 20 or 25 of them. I mean, because they were just you can't stop eating them. It is the best tasting chip and the best tasting cheese puff I've ever had in my whole life.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, the shed. I mean, Brad and Brooke are awesome people. I met them at the Royale in Kansas City, and just became friends with them and sent them chips, and they invited me down to sponsor their event and sample product. And so part of the amazing thing about this journey is just getting to meet all the people in the barbecue world. It started in Texas, and now it's branching out to folks around the country. And I'll tell you, I mean, and you guys know this from doing this show, it's the nicest, most caring, quality, wanting to help group of people I have ever met in my entire life. I mean, everyone's just trying to help everybody else's business. And it has been so refreshing after 20 years in big corporate America just to kind of take a step back and enjoy this culture. And so, yeah, I mean, that was my first time down at the shed. I loved it down there.
Well, I mean, to add to, I mean, yeah, barbecue. It's the cooking, it's the libations, it's snack food, and yes, it's caring. And I mean, but I mean, this is probably one of the best snacks. I can't even. I mean, this right here. I mean, this is Ryan. This is pure gold right here.
Thanks.
Like, if you wanted to like share this bag with me, like if it was, I'd say no. You'd have to get your own. This is not a sharing bag. This is like, you don't share these.
Is there a big wide opening in the top of it? Let me see the top of the bag, Steve. Let's see what it looks like. That is definitely a shareable bag.
No,
I mean, we could both. Oh, see, that's not a shareable. See, that's not. Shareable.
That's why I just told you.
You open it up all the way, so you've done bypass.
I would tuck it away so that only I can get to it, like this one right here.
Listen, I don't have a legal team, but if I did have a legal team, they would say, do not promote that as a single serve consumption bag. That is meant to share with your buddy Ryan.
See, Steve, we're talking like talking barbecue family, and you're just being by yourself.
I mean, no, I'm not. I am. But it's part of barbecue family is to make sure that you're taken care of too. You got to survive to be kind.
No, yeah, that's definitely, Jared. We bring this up every single show that the barbecue family is like no other family that you can be a part of. It's just everybody's there to help you and do whatever you can. And just like Ron said too, back to our other thing, no good idea starts with a salad. Unless maybe you had some crumpled low and slow chips on top of it.
Yeah, smoked croutons. Maybe that's a line extension one day. Done.
Ryan, Jared, mac and cheese with crumpled up low and slow smoked cheese puffs.
Twice baked mac and cheese with the chip on top.
Oh, across the top.
I have seen that. Someone actually, the fun part about this gig and growing, and it is so incredibly hard to grow a brand from nothing. I mean, it's years to get people to recognize you and see you, but now I'm starting to see some of that stuff pop up on the internet. I have seen one barbecue joint in Texas crumple up the barbecue cheese puffs and do exactly that, Steve. They put it on top of mac and cheese, and I didn't try it, but it looked pretty awesome.
Well, if you're looking for like two like spokespeople for the like any kind of commercials or anything, Ryan and I are.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm a big fan.
Food.
I'm a big fan, and obviously you could see Ryan's got the body for it, so we're perfect.
Body by barbecue chips.
Barbecue chips and puffs.
Chips and puffs. I already got the puff.
Yeah, whatever. Did you put seasoning on it originally? I mean, how did you get the seasoning to stick to the chips?
So, that's kind of where my experience at my old employer at Frito comes into play. I mean, you do learn just a lot about snack food manufacturing. My business partner actually ran global R&D at Frito-Lay for 22 years, and he retired. And so that first bag that I put in my smoker, he lived up the road from me in Plano, Texas. I took him a bag and he opened it and he smelled it. And he said, I tried to nail aroma on snack food for like 15 years and I couldn't do it. This is really cool. And so really the journey to take it from my backyard smoker to a scalable manufacturing process started in his backyard. And we messed around for like 2+ years in his backyard before we landed on kind of our proprietary way to smoke things and make them shelf stable and get the seasoning to stick and the whole deal. And so without diving too deep into the process, to answer your question, Steve, I mean, cheese puffs are baked and our potato chips are fried, just like normal cheese puffs and potato chips are made. They're warm, obviously coming out of the oven or the fryer. Our rub goes on them right after that. Okay. And then we run them through a smoker as kind of like a secondary step, and then we put them in our bag. So that's how you're kind of getting the seasoning to stick. I mean, when I did it, you would have to heat up the chips in like a microwave get that oil to come off the chip a little bit, and then you would put the rub on, and then I'd put it back in the smoker, and that's how you did kind of R&D in my backyard. But now it's now it's a well-oiled machine. Well, I'll say well-oiled. We're still learning every day. I mean, the thing that makes our process a lot different and more difficult than pretty much every other chip manufacturer is that you guys know from smoking in your backyard, I mean, temperature and humidity. And I mean, there's so much that can affect kind of the smoke concentration and quality. And so we're constantly learning and tweaking our process to make sure that we get a really good product in the bag every time.
Yes, Steve doesn't know that, but
What, Ryan? I smoke. I don't smoke. I don't smoke at home. I smoke on deploy. I smoke with barbecue relief. So it's a whole different ball game, Ryan. That's when you're doing with the big boys up there, where you're doing like tons of meat at a time.
small time over here.
I do have to say, as we're talking about, he's heating up. It brought up a story. It was you're heating up the chips to get the oil out. I can honestly tell you, if you are ever stranded and you need something to start a fire, a bag of tortilla chips, it works quite well.
Yes.
That is interesting to know. So you actually have experience in lighting a fire with a bag of tortilla chips?
I don't want to say where it was or when it was, but it was on a deployment with a certain organization, and we needed something to light the fire because we were sitting around and we had a fire pit and we had nothing to light the fire pit. Go figure. With this organization, so we went and ran and got a bag of tortilla chips and put it in the fire and lit them, and there's enough oil and grease in there that it actually burned, and started the fire.
It's fascinating. I'm probably not going to use it as my marketing strategy, but it's good
Throw
to
a
know
bag
in a
of low and
pinch.
slow in there and start her right up.
The grease and the oil really gets a good bonfire going.
Sticks
Right.
right to the arteries.
I'm just saying, sometimes that you learn little tips here of survival. We're multifaceted here on Thursday Night Barbecue Chat. Not only do you learn about products, people, how to cook things, but you learn a little bit of survival.
I mean, realistically, Jared, I mean, it could be a slogan like, hey, when I'm going camping, what do I grab? A bag of low and slow chips so I can eat something. If I got to start a fire at the same time.
Yeah.
So I was tracking with you for the first like 10 seconds. We actually want to, as I think about like marketing strategy, for us, we're not trying to replace barbecue, but if you love barbecue, you can't bring your smoker everywhere you go. And so we're kind of like the next best thing if you can't have real barbecue, whether you're camping or fishing or hunting or I mean, in NASCAR or whatever it might be, kind of where our fans are. We think that low and slow might be the closest you get to your favorite barbecue joint all day. And that's kind of why we put that on the back of the bag.
See, I knew where I was going with it. And if you save a chip or two at the end, you can save your life-saving fire and keep warm.
Yes.
Right. So anyway, so now you come up with this idea. You're throwing it all in the smoker, and now let's get into the chips. What chip did you decide on that you were going to do this test run on? Was it a regular potato chip? We're hearing tortilla chips out there. I mean, is there which chip was the first?
So the first was the corn chip. And then we knew that probably not a big enough category to just launch with. So you think about potato chip being the largest category within salty snacks. And so we went there. And then the third was a tortilla chip. And so, I think about kind of my journey to here. And I like to say, and whether or not this is applicable to all entrepreneurs or not, but I knew for a fact that I was going to make a bunch of mistakes. It was just about making mistakes that I couldn't come back from, or that I could come back from. I'm sorry. So, we launched with these three products, and we learned immediately that tortilla chips, the way we had packaged it up, was not going to work. So it was a good product. Actually, it was like a plain salted tortilla chip. We put a little bit of seasoned salt on it. It wasn't a barbecue rub. And so we had this really cool kind of seasoned salt rub. And when you put it in a microwave or an oven, you made nachos, like your whole kitchen smelled like a barbecue joint. It was awesome. The smoke just came off of that. It really added a layer to dips and salsas because you were getting that real smoky flavor accompanying the dip. But the problem was you go into a grocery store. I mean, you can get a 12 ounce or a 16-ounce bag of tortilla chips for like $3-4 nowadays. And we were selling a 5-ounce bag of tortilla chips for $4.99. And the proposition was just way off. So
Yeah.
we couldn't compete. The bag size was too small. The product wasn't like a wow product right out of the bag. It was a really good tortilla chip, but a lot of people wanted to kind of like have that wow factor right out of the bag. The smoke was pretty overpowering when you didn't use it with a dip. So there was just a lot going on there. So we quickly pared that one back and rolled for really our first year and a half with just the potato chips and the corn chips. And then what we learned about corn chips, and this is fairly recently within the last year, is that everybody I physically gave a bag of corn chips to were like, oh my God, these are unbelievable. They're better than the other guys. I don't say the F word anymore, but you know who we're talking about. It's the only other brand of corn chips out there. So they were like, we like these better than those. But, I don't normally buy corn chips, but if I did, I would buy these. And so, unfortunately, what we saw play out in market is they just weren't selling. I mean, Steve, you talk about it in your store. I mean, they were just not selling as fast as the potato chips. And then when we introduced barbecue cheese puffs, they weren't selling nearly as well as those. And I'll talk about cheese puffs in a minute. But unfortunately, I can't give a bag of corn chips to every potential consumer in America. The product has to sell itself on the shelf without me in there.
Right.
And it just wasn't happening. And so we made the really difficult decision, which is tough as a founder. That's like your product you love the most. But we are in the process of kind of pulling that back everywhere. And we're going to take a pause on corn chips and just focus on cheese puffs and our potato chip. So that's kind of like from the first product to now. And it's been a lot of learnings, and hopefully we can bring that corn chip back one day. I think it's a really good product. It's really good on chili, but it just wasn't doing well enough to merit the space that we were giving it.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm going to go over here on Instagram really quick. I got to put my things on here a little bit so I can see.
Sure.
PR well seasoned. He says hello from Canada. Well, there we go, Ryan. We're in Canada.
Nice.
Wow. So, we've gone internet.
You got chips in Canada? Are they going up to Canada?
Not yet. That's on the roadmap one day. Got a lot of barbecue fans up there. But we got our hands full in the U.S. right now, and there's a whole slew of different regulations and packaging stuff, and now tariff stuff that we would have to consider.
It might be some bad tariffs right now, so I don't know.
We got plenty on our plate in America.
Yeah.
Are there tariffs on chips? Is that really a thing?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't really explored it because we have no plans to expand there in the immediate future. I'm just kind of keeping my head down here, and when we're ready to go up there, I'd love to get the chips up there. A lot of people have written saying, can we get them in Canada? So it is definitely going to be one of our first markets outside of the US. But, again, for now, we're just kind of here and hopefully growing quick.
Oh, well, Ron said, I'll buy 27 pallets of corn chips to bring them back.
Ron was a big corn chip fan.
I had to say, we did originally when they came in, the puffs. I buy them through the Ace warehouse. So I bought them. I purchased them through there. I couldn't even tell you how excited I was because I didn't even know where to even look for them. When I got back from the shed, obviously I had other things going, and I'm just kind of like, oh, those chips. I like those chips. I didn't know how it was going to work out. Obviously, when you're doing stuff like that, chips have a very somewhat short expiration date. So then it always gets into, you have to get stuff and you have to sell it relatively quickly. Like sauces and stuff, you usually got like 2 years. Potato chips, it's like 9 months or 6 months, 9 months or something like that, maybe a year. So it's like can't bring them in at Wanamaker's in January because it's like there's nobody shopping there. So you lose basically 2 months for nothing. But yeah, I was really excited to see that there. But originally it was just the corn chips and the potato chips. And I had the corn chips at the shed, and then I ordered some at the store. And I hate to say one bag accidentally ripped open when it got to the store.
Sure it did, Steve.
It did. It was damaged in transit, Ryan. You trying to say that I would purposely open up a bag of chips and eat them?
I would never say that.
But you could. Because it's probably what happened. And the corn chips are very, very good. But I'm just not it's not my number. It's not my number one. So I can kind of see that. I agree with you. It's got to be able to sell itself without.
No doubt.
Doing taste tests every 5 seconds. So
I could taste test every 5 seconds.
You probably could. But these I could. I could do it right now. I got the chips right here. Right?
Are you gonna do? Can you do the double? I want to see the chip and the puff.
Oh, you want to see the chip and the double?
We're gonna.
Well, let me get a.
That might be your next bag. That might be your next product. Is a mixture of the 2 in 1.
The mixed daddy
is definitely. I mean, literally, Ryan. We have smoked every salty snack on the planet. The only one we couldn't figure out how to smoke initially was like a hard pretzel because there was nowhere for the smoke to really adhere. And then we played around with like pretzel bites, those like broken pieces, and it was pretty delicious. So we got a lot of ideas, but right now what we're seeing from cheese puffs, we think we've kind of like unearthed this latent love for cheese puffs, and there hasn't really been any innovation outside of like Cheetos doing some different flavor innovation, like since the cheese ball jar. So people, I think, are like, wow, what is this new cheese puff? And very similar. You guys familiar with Dot's pretzels?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, Dot, and I had the good fortune of having dinner with her back in February. They sold the company to Hershey in 2021. But Dot started the pretzel company in her kitchen in North Dakota, and she took a really sleepy category that it really hadn't been innovated in forever, and she made this like heavily seasoned pretzel, and it was really successful. And so we're kind of trying to take a page out of Dot's book and do that with the cheese puff category. So, I mean, the cheese puffs are outselling potato chips 4-1, even though potato chips is a much bigger category. We think there's just less competition outside of the big brand in that subcategory. People are loving the innovation. The smoke really takes to the cheese puff in a really nice way. It's a big bag, so there's a lot going for it. So we're gonna flavor innovate on that. We have a jalapeno smoked cheese puff. Steve, I don't know if you've had access to that one yet.
No.
And I got to send you all 2 boxes after this, but the jalapeno is really incredible. I mean, it's a strong hit of jalapeno, but it's not like blow your socks off spicy. And then we've got 2 that we're in development on right now. I'll kind of give you guys a sneak peek. We're working on a Texas queso that literally tastes like you're eating queso. And again, everything is hickory smoked. And we're actually working on a cinnamon sugar. So, those are, dessert and barbecue is actually starting to get pretty interesting. And this kind of cinnamon sugar churro in the snack category is really big. So that is, for your listeners' ears only. I haven't, nor will I announce that to the world in earnest. But, we're going to roll with 4 flavors of puffs coming up here in Q4 and then see where it goes.
Ryan, once again, Thursday night barbecue chat has breaking news.
Breaking news. If you do send a box out, just make sure you get my address because I'll never get them from Steve.
Oh, don't worry. I'll make sure that I'll get your address on there, Ryan. You know what you need is a smoked barbecue ranch chip.
Ranch is a big one. So, you think about how can we take really mainstream flavors and make them more barbecue. So just launching a white cheddar would be boring, even though that's a big category in puffs and popcorn. So that's why we're creating Texas queso with a similar profile. but literally I took my favorite queso from a Tex-Mex place, and we tried to recreate that experience with our rub. So again, it's ranch is big. I think companies get off the rails a little bit when they're too niche. So
Mhm.
I ran marketing for Pizza Hut, and we launched an entirely new menu when I was there. And we really wanted to contemporize the brand, and we had peppadew peppers and balsamic drizzles, and I mean they were really tasty. At the end of the day, what we found out pretty quickly is everyone just wants a pepperoni or cheese pizza, or meat lovers. And so that's why we're kind of taking ranch as a great example of it. We're going to take those mainstream flavors and snacks and kind of barbecueize them, if that's a word,
Barbecue.
and really have some fun with it.
I like the word
But
barbecue.
you can use it. It's free for use, public domain.
All right, I love it. We got BPOS seasonings. Oops. Says, hey guys, how's it going? And then also says, I'm thinking a sweet mesquite puff would be really good.
Ooh. Sweet.
The sweet were there. All our stuff has brown sugar. Mesquite is interesting. We've actually smoked every snack, and we've used pretty much every wood. And so obviously we don't have to smoke a cheese puff for 14 hours like a brisket. It's a lot shorter. And so it's, we tried all these different kinds of woods, and you're really tiptoeing a fine line. You want the flavor in to be there, but if it's too smoky, it kind of has a really
Right.
bitter, off-putting taste. We found mesquite on like a cheese puff, for example, was a little bit too harsh.
Much.
And so the fruit woods have been pretty good. We're messing around with that. We've smoked with bourbon oak. It's, believe it or
Ooh,
not, like a little bit too much alcohol flavor. Ryan might
really?
like it. With the
What? I've never heard of too
Mr.
much
Handel.
flavor.
but we have done that. And we're hopefully going to innovate on woods coming down the pike here too. What we found was just like the perfect balance for what we're doing right now is hickory. And so that's kind of what we're using with all of our product now. But yeah, the mesquite comment's a great one. Just like experimenting with different woods is definitely something we want to do down the road.
Peachwood.
Peach. Does it surprise you that did it surprise? Because when you said it, it shocked me a little bit that the puff would retain so much of that alcohol type of taste to it. Because usually, I mean, we sell that stuff at the store, and then a lot of people they use it, and they the alcohol kind of burns and when you're smoking it. But is it because it's such a short time that the puff sucks up some of that alcohol taste to it?
It's a good question. We tried it once, and we
Mm-hmm.
actually did it. We didn't have the puff at the time. We did it on pretzels, and we did it on potato chips. And I went online and I bought a chunked up Blanton's bourbon barrel. So it was really soaked into the wood, and it was chunked up in kind of like small chips. They sold a bag online. I don't know if it was actually Blanton's. They could have ripped me off, but it was some bourbon. And we smoked our products with it, and man, you could really smell and taste the alcohol on the product. And so that's definitely going to require some more R&D. But I think the proof of concept was there, because I mean a bourbon oak smoked cheese puff or potato chip just sounds pretty damn tasty if we can figure out
Amazing.
how to crack the code.
That just sounds great.
That's
You throw bourbon on there, and I'm in.
That's a barbecue. That's got everything about barbecue all in one chip right there.
It really does. Have you
Yeah,
guys
'cause
done the bourbon trail in Kentucky ever?
No.
I've driven past it. I'm not a huge. All honesty to it, I'm not a huge bourbon person. I'd have to really learn to be. To me, they all taste like turpentine. So I'm just not that type of alcohol. Just for some reason, I just have never developed a taste for.
He gets the ones with the little umbrellas in them.
No, I just drink beer, Ryan. I can't honestly
There's nothing
tell you.
wrong with that, Steve. I don't want to discriminate against our beer drinkers.
If you want to have like another interesting side story and another public service announcement, I can personally tell you from experience that you should not have 5 Long Island iced teas in a matter of 45 minutes. It just does not turn out for a very good evening.
You should try 13 in an hour.
I didn't make it with 5. How am I going to get to 13? Jesus, Ryan.
That just took me back. There used to be a nightclub out here that it was like VIP only. Everybody was $10 a head to get in, but it was open bar for $10.
Oh wow!
For 1 hour. And after we got to know the bartender, he goes, "No, guys, it's open bar." So we went from regular Long Islands to top shelf Long Islands.
Oh my God! How could you even walk after all that?
Well, you don't. You just get your DD to drive you. We'd go to that bar for 1 hour, drink, and then go celebrate the night away somewhere else.
Yeah, Ron's completely right. I when it comes to
Amateur,
I have my beer count down. Like I know like where I'm going to be at certain beer levels. When it comes, because I don't drink a lot of regular alcohol, I don't have that down, and I don't drink a ton of it. So 5, depending on how strong the bartender made them. I could tell you, it was not a pretty. I had to be. It's the only time ever in my life I had to be driven home. That's the end of it.
The only time ever. Wow.
Ryan, you have to be good at what you do, and just going and being crazy sloppy like that. It's not professional.
Like college, all that.
I didn't go to college. I worked for a living, Ryan. That's why I'm on a show with you. I didn't go to college.
I didn't go to college either, but that's fine. All right, back to chips. We just start going off, and it's just two guys sitting here shooting the shit.
Jared didn't say anything to anything. So
he's like, I am not putting my personal business out there to all 2 followers that are watching right now.
Well, I hate to tell you, I got to ask you a question though, Ryan, as I think I saw it today, and I was a little perturbed because I forgot that it's getting to be that time of year. Is there a Thursday night football game on tonight?
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, no, we're back.
Yeah, it's preseason though. No one watches preseason.
Well, our viewers definitely go down on once football seasons.
Obviously,
from like 8 to 2. So
obviously, you're not a Bears fan because for a Bears fan, preseason is where it's at. Because one of the few when we win.
Cowboys too.
Yeah.
Wow, I was a Cowboy fan forever. When I was younger, I only stopped really because I'm still kind of a Cowboy fan. But that's probably my second team. But I stopped because I never got to see the games. Obviously, back then it wasn't unless you saw it on Monday Night Football, or the Bears happened to be playing the Cowboys, or it happened to be some other AFC team playing the Cowboys. You never got to see them, so I just kind of faded out to the Bears.
For me, I just kind of lost a little bit of interest in the fat cow jerky with the Eagles.
Eagles? EAGLES. Eagles.
I'm still interested in the jerky. The dill jerky.
Did they win the Super Bowl? Who was in the Super Bowl? Did they win the Super Bowl?
They did win the Super Bowl. They beat the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah. I can't remember.
That's so old news.
It's not old news to Ron. That's for sure.
Well, I can tell you, it's not 1986. We were all the poop back then. Ryan, how old were you back in 1986?
I was 6.
I think the fridge scored a touchdown in that Super Bowl.
Yeah. It was a great game.
It was fantastic. I remember sitting there watching none of it.
I watched all of it. It was a great season, good team.
So
anyway, 86. I was one.
Ron was 2.
Wow. All right. Hey, are you going to get your? What about? Did you talk to the Cowboys about getting these chips as like the official chip or something over there at the old the big house stadium there, or whatever they call it now.
Yeah,
What is it, AT&T Stadium or whatever it is?
AT&T Stadium. So my former employer has that place pretty much on lockdown. So you will not see Low and Slow as the sponsor of the Cowboys anytime soon. And do you have any idea how many bags of smoked cheese puffs I would have to sell to afford that
I
sponsorship?
was gonna say that's that your old
Uh,
competitor, your old employers probably got a little deeper pockets.
I think they do.
Yeah,
But I know that people that work for the team have had them and enjoy them, so that's got to count for something.
That's got to count for.
hey,
So how do you? So now you talked about your growth and all that. How have you kept up with? I guess two-part question here though. How have you kept up with production, and two, made sure that they stayed at a certain quality that how did you keep your growth and production within range so that you didn't, one didn't like you didn't miss orders or stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, we've got a really good manufacturing partner that has a ton of experience in this and is really into what we're building and what we're doing. So we're super fortunate to have those folks. My team, and it's a very small team, but they're incredible and have a ton of experience in food manufacturing and R&D, and it's just a ton of time in the plant. The first 2 years was there a lot. We actually smoke all of our product in Florida, so I could not find a manufacturer in Texas, but we found a wonderful partner in Florida. So literally down there, I mean, running shifts, smoking product, learning
Hmm.
about how to maintain the fire and the smoke quality and checks and balances, and just a ton of time watching and writing kind of like standard operating procedures. Now we've got an incredible smoker manager, so my partner and I don't have to fly down every time we smoke because we're smoking pretty much like every day, 5 days a week now, which is pretty nuts from where we started. So it's just again a lot of learning. We're getting really good and dialed in as it relates to quality and how long to keep all the products in the smoker and smoke quality and the whole deal. So again, it's really been a few year journey, but we're starting to get it pretty dialed in and ready to expand.
Nice. So how long would it say something like when I don't know whether you approached Ace Hardware approached you. I don't know which way it went, but when I mean I can't. It's like 10 or 12 different distribution centers across the country. I'm sure you're probably in all of them. And when they came to you with a bag number, I mean, was it or case number? I mean, did you have that, or is it like, did you have to look at it and say, I don't know if we can do that yet, or did you just talk to the manufacturer and you found a way to make it work?
Yeah, I mean, we built our line with kind of enough capacity room to grow
Okay.
fairly quickly. So and it wasn't like we spent a whole bunch of extra money to do that. It's just we have a really big smoker that was kind of custom built for us. It didn't exist before because no one's ever smoked a cheese puff. And we were able to crank through a lot of product an hour through the smoker. And so when Ace came to us, it was actually we met Ace for the first time at the trade show that I was at with Ron. It's a funny story. So Ron and I were both in this wing at this huge trade show called Sweets and Snacks. And
Mm-hmm.
it's at the McCormick Center in Chicago, actually. And
Mm-hmm.
so we were in kind of a smaller wing for first time exhibitors. It was all smaller, kind of more startup companies. We have a 10 by 10 table. I'm there with my brother-in-law. I convinced him to take a week off of work to come work it with me. We're standing there for the first 45 minutes. Frito-Lay and Hershey and every big snack company, spend $2 million on their booths. We've got a tablecloth and a bunch of smoked chips, and no one comes by in the first like 45 minutes. And I turn to my brother-in-law, I'm like, this is going to be the biggest waste of 3 days ever. I swear, about 3 minutes after that, a guy walks by and I look at his name tag and it's the national buyer for Walmart. And he's like, I
Yeah.
saw your chip bag at the other end of the convention hall. It looked really cool. I just wanted to come introduce myself. And that's how we got into Walmart. Now, it took over a year from that conversation to get into about 300 stores in Texas, but that's what led to that. And then maybe an hour after that, the national buyer for Ace came by and tried our products and loved them and loved the story and told me that they sell more green eggs than anybody else in the country and big barbecue fans, and the rest is history. So we have a distributor. We send all of our product to one distributor, and then they get it to all of Ace's RSCs. But that's how the Ace thing came to be, and we were kind of, again, nothing takes over a day or two. That conversation, you have it and you get excited about it, and then it takes like a year for things to materialize. So we had plenty of time to get ready.
Nice. Are you coming up? Are you coming to the Ace show? The Ace show is in the Ace convention in Chicago. Yeah. Are you coming up?
Yeah. No, we'll have so my head of sales will be there. We're kind of
Okay.
ham and egging things around the country. So I was at the one in San Antonio last spring. He's doing this one. And then we're actually coming back to Chicago to do our first ever NACS show, which is the biggest convenience store show in the country
Oh,
for food and beverage. And so, just starting to scratch the surface, we're actually launching a test at 300 7-Eleven stores in Texas and Oklahoma at the end of this month. And so, we're just starting to dip our toe into the convenience store world, but perfect audience for us.
Yeah.
well, if you're ever like any of these new flavors that you have coming out, if you're looking for a test store and feedback, I'll give you the store's address. You can ship me a case. I'll put it on the shelf. I'll even put a bag out for people to try and see what their honest opinions are of any new flavors you have coming down the road.
Well, I will definitely take you up on that because my research budget is zero. And so I've got to rely on friends to kind of give me honest feedback. You learn a lot. I mean, I came from a company that had, millions and millions of dollars. I mean, it would have taken us a year and $500,000 in research to change a word on the front of the bag. I mean, I can make those decisions now in like a
Right.
month. So you're going on a lot of gut and intuition, but anytime I can get product in front of people, especially barbecue fans, I mean, at the end of the day, the cool thing about what we're building is that whether we smoke it or don't smoke it, people love great tasting snacks. And so,
Mhm.
you're getting a lot of people that are buying our product right now that might not even know it's actually smoked, even though we try to make it as clear as we can, but they just like the taste. But we're still going to build the brand from like the barbecue core outward. And
Right.
so everything we do, if a pitmaster wouldn't do it, or you wouldn't put it in a smoker or put it on ribs, we're not going to put it in our bag. And so I would love to take you up on the offer to just kind of try stuff and get your opinion and sample it with people in the store that love barbecue. And yeah, I mean, you just opened up a whole can of worms, buddy.
Yeah, no, that's good. I like doing that. I mean, well, one, I want to taste it, but then two, it's like I want to see what the public has to. And you seem like the kind of person that can take constructive criticism, and that's what I do that with a lot of the companies that I deal with. Some of them think I'm a jerk, and others are kind of like, okay, yeah, that's what he's just saying stuff because he wants to sell our product and he's trying to tell us stuff. Some some are more touchy than others, like, how can you say that about my company? It's like, no, I'm trying to help you sell more of it because I want to sell more of it. I like it that much. So
we can get it
Well,
out.
listen,
Send some
I'm
over here
open
because I
for
know, like I
feedback.
said, if they go to Steve, they won't get anywhere else. But
no, I will honestly I'll have someone come in and sample them. You could send me stuff. I'll have somebody stand there and sample new stuff if you want me to.
Well, we have I've got these 0.5 ounce sample size bags. I'll send you a few cases. Just put them out. People can open them up. You don't even have to put them in cups or anything. It's easy. Just grab a
grab and
bag.
go. That's probably what we had. Is that what we had at the shed?
Yes, you had small bags at the shed.
Oh my God. I told you, Ryan, it was 25, if not 30 of those bad boys. And then if you walked around and you found one of the bags that were like this, dude, it was like you had just won a flipping lottery.
Ron said, Jared doesn't talk shit. His product shows and he backs it.
No, his products are amazing, right? I'll have to, if
Wow.
any of these actually make it out of my apartment, I'll let you taste some. Or you could stop at Wanamaker's, 1940 Ogden Avenue in Downers Grove, Illinois, and pick up a bag.
Shameless plug.
Oh, whatever, Mr. Blackstone. I've been drinking my Blackstone thing all day. Like,
What are you talking about?
yeah, that old side. He drinks like that, except maybe our commander in chief with his little baby water.
Oh, geez. Now we're not getting political on the show, Steve. We know we don't.
I wasn't getting political. I was picking on people. I'll pick on the other one too. I'll pick on any of them.
I'm gonna let you guys just keep going on this one.
I know. Yeah, no. If you do send some up. I'll get some from Steve, and I'll try them on some of my live when I'm doing some live cooks and share it out on my page.
He could send some to the griddle battle, Ryan, if you'd ask him nicely.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I was going to talk to you after this if you're interested. So since Steve brought it up, and I didn't even have to bring it up.
Well, because I feel, but it doesn't feel like a show if you don't talk about it. You kind of hinted at it at the beginning with that Carnivore Carnival. I thought we were going to get
before the show even started.
I know, but I thought we were going to get the griddle battle lecture then, but I guess we're going to get it.
So anyways, Jared doesn't even know what the griddle battle is. But anyways, I founded the first.
Maybe he don't care either, like Tim Shearer.
Tim. Tim Shearer, never heard of her. Great guy. But anyways,
he's my favorite.
No, so I founded the griddle battle. So it's KCBS competition style, but all on flat top cooking. So
very cool.
Great event going on for a couple years now. We're looking for sponsors for that, but I was going to say if I've got one coming up September 13th, I can get you some information. And
please do. I mean, what I do candidly, just because again we're still small and growing, is free product all day long. So I love to send out sample bags. I send them to golf tournaments. I send them to barbecue events. Would love to send you a whole bunch of stuff to support it if that's of interest.
Yeah, definitely. We'll talk. We'll get some information to get it going here.
And cool. Ryan, just so you know,
Carnivore Carnival is a huge event coming up here in October in Kansas City. That might be something of interest for you as well too.
So do you know speaking of Blackstone, a guy named Josh Hunt Griddlin? He was a Blackstone guy for a while.
Not anymore.
I know, not anymore. Sorry. He's a really good guy though, so don't hold it.
No, I'm not. I have nothing against Josh. I've don't know him personally. I know him through social media, everything like that.
Sure.
I just, in all honesty, the way that he what kind of helped to get him to where he was at, and then he just pushed that aside for a paid thing. It just kind of had to, it gets a little salty taste in your mouth.
So you're gonna.
I can't speak to the specifics, but I can speak to his character. I mean, former cop, detective, he was the first guy, kind of first quasi barbecue influencer that I ever shared the product with. I remember getting together with him. He lives maybe 30 minutes from me.
Yeah.
And he's been a super supporter of the brand, but he's got a cookbook. And that's kind of how I got my start in the Blackstone. So at least he got the assist on that one sale.
Oh yeah, no, he's done a lot, and I think Blackstone got him a long way. And his cookbook's awesome. I share his cookbook out all the time on my group.
What does he cook on now, Ryan?
I don't know, some tin thing. No, I think he's on. What is he, Pit Boss or is he Traeger?
I don't know if he's on Traeger. I think he might be on Traeger.
I think he's on Traeger.
I like the Traeger.
I know. You just don't like Blackstone.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't say I didn't like Blackstone, Ryan.
Oh.
Why do you always?
I feel like this. We're ending the show on a really bad note. I'm sorry that I unearthed some demons there, Ryan. It was going so well until I opened my mouth.
It was going so well until
yeah.
Well, that griddle crew with all of its managers and captains, they get a little territorial about their cookers. It's a piece of steel over burners. That's all it is.
You're right, 100%.
Always.
Look at that. We're at our hour. Oh. No, Jerry, we'll definitely talk some more after this. We'll reach out.
Well, back to your griddle battle, Ryan. On a happier note, I did open my Operation Barbecue Relief official email. I do have one of those that I check every once in a while. I only check every once in a while. And guess what was approved for the state of Illinois? September 13th, griddle battle.
Are you doing a little deployment?
No, they're not doing a deployment. They're just coming out, and
they're gonna come out.
So that's pretty cool. You're starting to get well known.
Yeah,
thanks to me, of course.
No matter what. I'm just jumping off your coattails and using your
always abusing my Rolodex.
Your Rolodex. That's another inside story, Jared, for after.
Can you see my really tight shirt?
Yeah, I don't know. Did you make it to the shed? I hear the story about the shed. Like he made it to the shed, and I didn't make it down there. And it's this whole. Have you been to the shed yet, Ryan? No, I haven't.
Oh, you haven't, Ryan. Until you get down there. All right. Well, it's at our hour. Let's let Jared get some rest because he's got a lot of chips to make. I have 2 bags. I got a bag of chips. By the way, the chip and the puff together is pretty good. It's almost like you could come up with a whole new thing, like a barbecue combo.
You know see, I keep forgetting about my Instagram. I just jumped back over to it, but we got Michelle's Blackstone says, hey. Andy Wilson says, yes, Traeger. Michelle's Blackstone says, boo. And we got the one and only Miss Queen herself, Blackstone Betty says, hey.
Yeah, see? They're booing. They get so sensitive about their little cooker things. Like, oh, it's a Blackstone.
We love a great
chip.
Looking good. I've never tried the cheese puff and potato chip in the same bite. I will have to do that.
It's an interesting texture type of thing. I'd like to see it, like I said, like a combo. Put the little cheese puff in the middle, and a little coating of potato chip around the outside.
Like a pig in the blanket, but of cheese puff and potato chip.
A puff in a blanket. Yeah.
A puff and a chip.
I see a fantastic partnership, Jared, on what we could do together.
I know. We're going to have to go back and like clip every single idea that we brought up and make sure that there's something saying, "Hey, it was here first."
I just want to be the tester of the products. That's all. I don't care. I want to just be able to post out. Come and taste a secret new flavor from Low and Slow Snacks, only at Wanamaker.
Well, y'all are on the trial list.
Awesome. Love it.
Sweet.
Not
you, Ryan. Ryan, you'd have to actually come to the store to try it.
Her and Big D are watching. We got to meet Big D.
Who's Big D? All right, we got to let Jared get going. Let Jared, unless you're busy. I don't know if you're busy or if you. Ryan could talk all night.
How long? I mean, are you here until like 12:31? How long does this thing usually go?
Sooner or later, we run out of ideas to talk about. But if the conversation's good, sometimes
then I go back to drinking my water sideways.
The record, just so you know, was Chef Fig from Melinda's. I think he was on for what was it, an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah, it was up.
I love their stuff.
And no surprise, he broke the record of Brooke and Brad from the Shed. They were on for like an hour and 35 minutes or something. So we were close, and he wanted to stay on to break their record. So
Brooke and Brad must have been so much more fun than me.
I don't think of who.
What do you?
I got an hour. They are good people.
Back, an hour and 36 minutes.
Was that who? Figueroa, Chef Fig?
Hang on, I'll tell you right now.
He was longer. He was like 55.
That was AK Barbecue, man.
Oh,
look at Brad and Brooke getting the same frame with his hat.
We're still.
They do it from They use it from the. They do the laptop, and they go over to Daddy-O's and Mama Sheds, and that's where they do the shows from. And he sometimes. Last time he was on, he had his hat and his fur coat. I don't know if you remember for the awards for at the Shed, the awards night. He wore that big long fur coat. He wore that. He wore that to the show.
Nice.
And then about an hour into it, I don't even know what spurred it, Ryan, but about an hour into the show, and like 1 hour and 15 minutes, he decided that he wanted to see how much he weighed. Remember, we had the weigh contest to see guess who could. So he was searching all over Mama Shed's house to find a scale so that he could weigh himself, because we wanted to do a competition to see how much the coat weighed. So then, you never know it. It just Brad's perfect for this show because he just never knows.
Great.
It just goes all over. You never know where he's going next.
I was just looking. David Figueroa was an hour and 50. We're only supposed to be an hour show, but it was an hour and 50 minutes. I was trying to figure out why we had his name on there twice, because it's actually his name is the title for the 2 longest shows. But that's where Mr. Figueroa wasn't able to show up for the first one, and Brad and Brooke filled in, and that was an hour and 47 minutes.
Wow. Really?
Yes.
Wow. We won't make it go that long, Jared. Jesus. You'll never like us again after that. But no, Chef Fig had a family emergency the first day. Not a family. I shouldn't say it wasn't an emergency. It was a family thing that he had to take care of. So then I put out a call to Mike Starr and Brad and Brooke, and lo and behold, they both showed up. So it was me and Ryan and
it was a long show. It just went off. Yeah, I don't know what was going on there.
Oh, that's Mike. Mike's got his Blazing from Vegas.
Blazing Star, right? Yeah,
that's how I met Brad and Brooke. I had met Mike. Really? Yeah, I'd met Mike. I can't remember where I met Mike. Awesome guy. And then he was cooking with the Shed team at the Royal.
The Royal, yeah, he did that because I think he was at Memphis in May, and then the Royal. Hey, what about you should do a collab with Blazing Star and do some Reaper puffs.
Yeah, his stuff is good and hot.
Smoked reefer. Smoked reefer. That's a whole nother. That'd have to go to a different store. But I guess you couldn't make that because that'd be hard to say. People would be thinking, well, you might get people who buy it thinking it is reefer and it's actually Reaper. Won't they be surprised?
Well, they'll fall in love with a whole new thing.
I don't know, but
never know.
Anyway,
never know.
So I don't know, Ryan. What do you think? I think it's time.
You think it's time? I mean,
I think it's time. I don't have any other questions to ask. I'm calling it because I
don't have a fur coat to weigh. I mean, we're definitely out of material here.
Yeah. So did their mom and dad or something come back from they were at date night or something?
Well, they did. Well, and then that was it. Unfortunately, as we started to get winded down and we were almost done, then Daddy-O and Mama Shed came back from. It was Valentine's Day. It was around Valentine's Day. They came back from Valentine's Day dinner, which then, of course, then it started. It almost like started a whole new show, right? So that's what.
It definitely was Valentine's Day. I just went back and looked, and I posted that onto Spotify on February 13th.
I think I called her Mama Q for a while there. It's Mama Shed, by the way. Sorry, Mama Shed.
Mama Shed. It happens.
I'll never get allowed back in.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Jared, we'll connect up after this for sure and see what we can get.
Perfect. I appreciate you guys having me on. I mean, it's again, it's been fun to get to know a lot of people in this world. I was at Troubadour Festival, kind of this country music barbecue festival in Texas. And you just look around and everyone's smiling and no one cares what anybody other, looks like. And they're just having barbecue, drinking beer, smiling. It's like an alternate universe. I wish the world could be more like barbecue events. But it was really great chatting with you guys, and definitely we'll get you some product. And Ryan, hit me up and I'll help you with the griddle event you got coming up, and hopefully in a few years I'll come back here and you'll see us in 15,000 stores.
That'd be awesome. Definitely.
As long as they're not too close to Wanamaker's, that's what you do, a little protection.
Listen, I can't guarantee that Wanamaker's is going to have national exclusivity, but I can tell you that we will send you as many sample bags as you want.
Wow.
There you go, Steve.
It could be a monthly shipment.
That could be a monthly shipment.
Next time you see me, I might have the Body by Barbecue. It'll be Body by Low and Slow Puffs. No, anyway. No, I wouldn't.
So we're gonna, sponsoring Steve's Body was not on the to-do list this week, but you never know.
You never know. But I don't even know where to go for that one.
I don't either. On that note, guys,
we've totally come full circle from the
Yes.
from the sad moment to the very happiest of laughs here, because I couldn't even. I got nothing to come back with that either. But Jared, good to meet you. Thank you very much.
Definitely.
Thank you for developing these products. Awesome things. You are on the countdown to 100. You are show number 93, and we're almost up to our 100th show. And thank you for being a part of that journey to our 100th show celebration.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. Have a great night. Thanks again.
All right, Jared.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
All right,
See you.
Jared.
Yeah.
Ryan, I know you're totally jealous, but I got these 2 bags of stuff over here.
I know you got the 2 bags of chips, but that's all right.
It's really, really good. I really love them. I know everybody's taste buds are different, so I'm going to say right now, don't eat them and then be like, Steve, crazy. It's not the greatest thing ever. Everybody's taste buds are different. I personally think the puffs are the best puffs ever.
That's why everybody is different, because lo and behold, why would you want to be like anybody else?
That's right. That's right. Our differences is what makes us great.
See, did you like that little entryway for you, Steve?
It is. It's our differences that make us great. So let's all just be a little tolerant of how we're all different.
Yeah. And I just want to point out that I'm not wearing a white undershirt tonight. Did that on purpose since you had to point that out last week.
I just, you get rid of the beard and you just. Did you notice you don't know? See, now I do it because I'm starting to get like old man, like a little bit of old man neck skin there. So I'm like, oh, you know what? I'll grow a Ray Lampy beard.
See, nice and tight, still young and fresh. All right, guys, I'm done. I'm done. Next week's show. What do we got next week? Next week is the 14th of August. I don't even
14th. Unfortunately, as of right this moment, we don't have anybody because the show that was supposed to be on the 14th, guess what? We had it today.
Oh, perfect.
Low and Flow was supposed to be on next week, but it didn't work out. Actually, 2 things happened that didn't work out. Jared contacted me and said, oh my God, Steve, guess what? I'm not going to be able to do the 14th because of something else. I can't remember what he had. Dude, he's been crazy busy. We've been bumped for Costco because he was doing it's crazy. He is literally, honestly, truly crazy busy. So anyway, literally this show it's been like 3 months in the making. So anyway, because Meet Mitch was supposed to be on tonight.
That's right.
Well, then just as I send an email to Jared saying, oh, this Thursday, he said, I could do this Thursday. And I said, well, this Thursday's already taken. Meet Mitch is going to be on. But I'll shoot you some other dates. Look at Ron could fill in with sure, Ron, we'll have to contact. Yeah, sure. We could put your Fat Boy, what is it? Fat Boy Dreams or
Fat Boy Dreams.
Fat Boy Dreams.
That's our barbecue team.
That's our barbecue team.
That we've never.
So anyway, lo and behold, Ryan, as soon as I send that email and I hit send, well, guess who texts me? Meet Mitch. Something went on and this and that, and he said he was, he would do it if I really wanted to, but he preferred not to. And I said no. I said it's just me and Ryan. I mean, it's not like a big syndicate. It's not like Johnny Carson and Ed McMahon, which you do will make a good Ed McMahon. Anyway,
it's close. I mean, it's
and I mean, not everybody can be the greatest show that nobody watches. Right. And then lo and behold, he said, I can't do it. I said, well, Mitch, we'll reschedule. Don't worry about it. We'll find a different day. And I'm like, hey, hopefully now Jared wasn't like, oh, hey, Steve told me that this isn't the week. I'm going to go do something else. So luckily I emailed him right away and it all just worked out. Way to go. Just like that. Sometimes things just yin and yang, it kind of worked its way out.
I'm going to have to look up this fat cow jerky though.
I am, Ron. I will message you after, maybe not today. If you don't hear from me, I'll get you addresses and everything too. If you don't hear from me by the end of the day tomorrow, look me up on
Messenger. Message me right here, Barbecue Blackstone Beer.
and message me at whatever it's called. It's all about the barbecue, because otherwise you'll end up like Dirk and Jody.
Yeah.
I messaged them, and then like a year later, I finally remembered hey, I wanted to have them on.
I get back to people, and I just want to put it out there. I have nothing against Josh Hunt. He's a great guy.
I think it sounds like a bitter rivalry to me, underlayered.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Just trying to start a little drama here on the show, Ryan, and people will tune in to see the drama.
Maybe. Never know. But yeah. All right, guys. Next week we'll figure out who we have. We'll see if we have fat cow jerky.
It might, dude. I just want to have them on just so I can say.
I need to get some of the I need some of the dill jerky though. That just sounds amazing.
I just want to say fat cow.
I just want to say fat cow.
No filter fun. I'm the jerky guy.
Yes.
Fat cow.
Let's go. I love it. Yes.
Are you going to be here next week, Ryan, or do I got to find a co-host? I mean, this seems to be like I got to almost ask you every single day.
I'll be here next week.
Okay.
I got nothing until
Carnival.
No, September 11th I'll be here, and then I got the griddle battle on the 13th, and then Carnival's in October.
And then just if anybody's still here watching who really even cares,
it's Ron.
It's Ron. I'm your host. He's taking over the whole show.
He's taking over the whole show. He went from the guest to the host.
It's going to be Fat Cow's Barbecue Chat. Anyway, great show coming up in 2 weeks. Hopefully, everybody's committed, but sometimes things fall apart on the end. It is going to be the Honey Money Wing Barbecue Show. It is going to be Melinda's, David's Chef Fig. It's going to be Blazing Stars, Mike Starr, and it is going to be Tone from TFTI. They're going to be on here, and I think even possibly the winner of the Melinda's Hot Wing Champion or whatever they just had, which, by the way, they had a very awesome, cool, fantastic looking trophy that I'm jealous that I wish I could get a copy of just to put on my shelf as participation trophy.
There's no participation trophies here, Steve. We gave up those. That administration is gone. All right, guys. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out.
Don't even start, Ryan, because on this show,
the
subjects change faster than the Texas congressional district. Anyway.
Wow. All right, guys. Have a good night.
See you, everybody. Bye.
I'll give you a sauce to taste it with. See you later.
Bye. Bye.
Oh.
Thank you so much, guys. You've been absolutely amazing. Thank you. You guys are the best. Thank you so much.